Force of Wills, no counterspells, no brainstorms. Only blue cards are the high impact ones, like Jace, Geist, and Click. He also has one Edric, Spymaster of Trest, which is a
What
cool...
does that do?
That's a commander card, only available in the commander pack. It's one colorless, a blue and a green, 2/2, legend. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to an opponent, you draw a card. So all your creatures are Ophidians.
Okay.
So
I have never seen it.
Yeah. It's a cool
lot
card.
of the commander cards I haven't seen. I think Chaos Warp is one of the ones I've seen.
Yep. Have you
obviously,
seen Flusterstorm?
Yep.
Flutterstorm?
Obviously that.
Yeah, Edric has been finding his way into decks with Green Sun Zenith as a one-of, because a lot of times you can go like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop maybe even, search up this guy, draw 3.
Noble Hierarch for Adam to start things off.
Yep. And he says go to Thor, who has a couple lands in hand, 2 Chain Lightnings, 2 Helixes, and any creatures? A Step Lynx. So
Step Lynx, I mean, honestly, in a deck that's playing for a very short game, is one of the scariest cards that you can see, but it is such a risky card. You do see zoo decks that occasionally are running Step Lynx, but most zoo decks, even the really hyper-aggressive ones, often eschew that in favor of something that's more stable, like a Loam Lion.
Something that can let them fight the long game against a deck where, like we were saying, they need to take the control route. But Thor, and we have a pronunciation, it's Bags. Thor Bags.
That's a B? I guess that might be a B.
Okay, so Thor Baggs then. So instead of playing Step Lynx, Thor decides to Chain Lightning the Noble. So hoping that Adam is Landlight. I find it interesting that he didn't get a white source with that Volcanic Island. So if he wants to play Step Lynx, he will have to use his other fetch land.
Another Noble Hierarch.
So we'll see if Thor wants to use his second Chain Lightning on that Hierarch. Fans out that hand. We have 2 lands, Chain Lightning, 2 Helix, Step Lynx. And he'll use his Foothills. No Stifle forthcoming from Adam, but he still wants the chance to bluff at it. And after the shuffle, we'll see what Thor has in store.
That's a great name, though. Thor.
Yeah. Norse god. Thor.
For those of you who are curious why USA Delver and not France Delver,
because we're in the USA.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. When Star City Games expands to France, this will be France Delver. And a reason that you might recognize Adam Kai's name is because he came in second at a Legacy Open in Charlotte. This was in 2010. This was the end of 2010. Defeated by Nick Spagnuolo. So Thor decides on Step Lynx and no Chain Lightning on the Hierarch. So he's changed gears a little bit after seeing that Adam has a second land and the Hierarch decides Mana Denial is not an option.
I don't even know about that, though. I mean, he could be playing against another deck. You know, he could be playing against, let's say, Natural Order.
Yeah.
You know?
Sort of fallen out of favor, but some people still play that card.
And that's a scary thing. I mean, Noble Hierarch is a card that Natural Order decks are often playing, usually playing.
Yeah. So Adam casts Vendilion Click during Thor's draw step. And in response...
In response to the trigger,
it gets Lightning Helixed, which doesn't really make much sense because Thor has 2 Lightning Helix. So no worry of that happening, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much.
Helix, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, land. Importantly, both of them are fetch lands, it looks like.
Right.
So that means that we've got an Urnum Djinn in the form of Step Lynx over there.
No Forest Walk, though.
See, the Step Lynx's special disadvantage is not to not give the opponent Forest Walk, but instead to shrink to the size of a little bunny.
Yeah. It looks like Adam's hand is that Edric, as well as what appears to be a sort of Feast and Famine. which is a 1-of for a Stoneforge Mystic. So Adam put a Lightning Bolt on the bottom of the deck. He wants to land a hit with that Noble Hierarch with Edric in play. But I'm not so sure that Thor's going to fall for that since it... Oh, okay, not a red source, so no Chain Lightning on the Hierarch. And now that Steplings will come in for 4.
And Adam takes it.
Drops to 15. And Thor is done.
Just looking at what we have, really right now, what Adam needs to get going is some kind of powerful top end of his deck card or a Geist. Like, he either wants to draw a Jace, even a Jace might not even be very good right now. He probably wants to draw a Geist or a Knight of the Reliquary, assuming he has enough lands in his yard.
Right. So Edric hits the board for Adam, the Edric that he had in his hand. And now...
What are the stats of Edric?
He's a 2/2. Now the Noble will come in for 1 single point of damage, but more importantly, drawing a card for Adam. So small advantage. The Edric has drawn 1 card so far. But Thor can stop that if he wants to. And he did draw a fetch land. So Steplink's now a 2/3. And I imagine we'll see an attack from it.
Edric is awesome.
Yeah, he's a good card.
Wow, blue-green 1 for a 2/2 legendary elf rogue that gives essentially coastal piracy to your team.
Yeah. For all you new school players, it makes all your creatures into Scroll Thief.
Yeah.
And the Steplings will come in for 4 more, dropping Adam to 11. Now, we know Thor has 1 Lightning Helix in hand, so that Steplings theoretically just needs to connect 2 more times for 4 and Adam's dead. 2 Lightning Helix in hand. So Thor's draw this game, 1 creature and a whole lot of burn. Probably exactly the draw he wants. Adam's hand looks to contain a Sword of Feast and Famine, that land he just played, and can't quite tell the rest. Might have been a Stoneforge Mystic.
Fetches up a land, dropping 1 more precarious point towards death.
Yeah, each point matters against a deck like Thor's. And now Adam's at 10. Four mana, Jace.
There's the Jace.
I have to imagine Jace's mode right here would be bounce Steplings.
I agree. He puts it straight onto the 2.
So back to the hand.
It's a very expensive Mana War,
It
or
is.
Aether Adept if you prefer.
Yep. Now a great draw for Adam would be something like Goblin Guide right here. Kill the Jace. Ooh, another Steplings.
Lynx.
And it doesn't look like he cares too much about that Jace. Just says go, holding the land in his hand.
His plan on the next turn is to attack for 8.
Yeah, attack
and have
Adam.
Attack Adam for 8, and have burn spells to try to finish him off.
Oh, Adam just drew an Umezawa's Jite.
Ouch.
That is maybe the best draw possible.
It does mean he has to go all in on the noble hierarch,
Right.
doing some work. And if Thor has an instant burn that takes care of his hierarch, that'll probably be it. Bounces a step links.
So yeah, Adam might just be playing it safe here, looking at the bounce of the step links.
I think you might want to, at the stage you're in the game, go for it and not play it safe. Just because if it works, you're going to be in great shape, and you're already in bad shape if you don't do anything.
Right. At the same time, though, Adam doesn't know that Thor has 2 lightning helix. He only knows that he has 1. But so GT go. Okay, he's definitely representing something like a Vendilion click right here. So draw step, nothing. He could also be representing a Scrib Ranger, which he has 1 of. Swords to Plowshares, which he has 4 of.
Even Aven Mind Sensor.
Aven Mind Sensor, that's a 2 of. That'd be pretty brutal in response to a fetch land. So Thor has to decide which card he wants to play around right now. Land, trigger Step Links. Step Links is a 2/3. Asks Adam if he has any responses. In Adam's hand we see a Stoneforge Mystic. So Adam attacks for 2. Or rather, Thor attacks for 2. Adam considering his blocks. Now it looks like that is a Mind Sensor in Adam's hand. The problem is, Thor's not going to crack that until Adam declares no blocks.
Remember also, Adam does have access to Swords to Plowshares in his deck.
Right.
I don't know if he has any in his hand or not, but there's a block.
And out comes the Mind Sensor.
Oof, not in response to the fetch.
No, I don't like Adam's line at all here. He knows Thor has 1 Lightning Helix at least. So that GT will not connect. At least not next turn.
Grim Lavamancer.
And he says go. 1 Step Links in hand. He's keeping up 2 Lightning Helixes just to make sure he doesn't get Force of Willed out. We know Adam doesn't have Force of Will, but he does not. So Jace is going to brainstorm, it looks like. 1, 2, 3. Draws Aven Mind Sensor, Horizon Canopy, and can't quite make out the last one.
Thought it might have been a land. An additional land.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that's a Swords to Plowshares, actually. No, that's a Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, wow. So puts 2 back. And Adam has to know that there's something up because Thor did not play that second Step Links. He just passed with 3 cards in hand, 1 of them being Step Links. So he knows Step Links and Lightning Helix. It's up to him to deduce what other card could be in Thor's hand. Swords to Plowshares, targeting Grim Lavamancer. So Thor goes up to 18 life. Or they're talking about the life totals at least.
Now, by showing the Jace here, we're clearly actually outside of the realm of being Maverick. We're not a green-white hate creature deck fully.
Right.
It has some of the Maverick elements, but it is definitely some sort of hybrid deck of some kind.
Right. So Thor's probably right to worry about Force of Will. Not because Adam has it, but just because he has to respect the possibility.
So I think we might more accurately call this deck just Bant rather than Maverick.
Okay. I can agree with that. So Green Sun Zenith is cast by Adam. Important to note that Aven Mind Sensor is only your opponent, not you. taking one from Horizon Canopy. So Adam looks like he's dropping to 9 from that. So 9 life, not a great place to be facing off against 2 Lightning Helixes. But that Knight of the Reliquary is at least a 3/3. Looks like maybe a 4/4. Can't quite tell. And Adam just passes the turn back. No attacks, no equips. Just uses his Jace, playing it very safe.
18-10 right now. Adam is what we have is the life totals from the judge.
Ah, okay. 10, a lot more than 9, considering Thor's hand. Lightning Helix targeting you. Wow. Draws a 3rd Step Lynx.
If he has any basic lands in his deck, does he at all? Looks like he does have some basic lands. He can use the Step Links and then a Path to Exile as a means to pump up the Step Linkses. So
standard technology right there. But right now, he's about to be facing down the mean end of a Knight carrying a GT. So Adam draws for his turn.
yeah, Adam is at 6 apparently, so 21-6.
So that explains the Lightning Helix on the end step. Thor was trying to draw a 3 damage burn spell to just end the game on the spot. GTA gets equipped tonight. And crash.
I mean, he just takes it.
Wow.
Not much else he can do. Any block that he does will just mean the decimation of his plan here.
Right, and even though that GTA represents 4 life or 2 dead Step Linkses, if Adam doesn't kill those Step Linkses now, as soon as Thor plays land, they get out of range. But it looks like he is. He realizes
Adam
that danger.
Shoots the 1 now.
Or maybe doesn't.
No, maybe not. Stoneforge Mystic. No, he doesn't shoot 1 now.
Yep, GTA's still on 2.
Maybe he was like, that one's the sick one?
Searches up Sword of Feast and Famine, which he put back with that Jace Brainstorm.
That represents both of the equipment that Adam Kai has in his deck.
Yep.
The only other swords he has in his deck are Swords to Plowshares.
Right. So now, GTA goes to 1, shoots a Step Lynx.
Dead Links. Bounce.
Ooh.
That was rough.
So Adam uses up his Jace and 1 counter on the GTA to just make sure he doesn't die to those Step Linkses.
Kill the Lynx.
Oh, it looks like he's gaining 2.
Oh, gain 2, wow.
Putting
I guess puts him to 8.
Range.
Puts himself up to 8.
So pretty tight play here from Adam. I like the lines he's taken this game.
Draw. 17-8 right now.
Yep. Now Thor still can get back into this game if he draws a Path to Exile for that night. So right now he's going to throw his Stoneforge in front of that Step Lynx. So if Thor did indeed draw a path, he can... Oh, top 4. He gets to fetch from the top 4. Nothing.
Cannot find.
So Stoneforge eats the Steplinks for dinner.
Lightning Helix, Steplinks, and
Can't quite tell.
it might be an alternate art Path to Exile.
That would be the card he needs. They did make that in promo. Steplinks.
Go.
Now, he can't cast both the Path and the Helix.
Horizon Canopy. He's going to want to wait, if that is indeed a Path to Exile, he's going to want to wait until the attack phase to use it.
Definitely. So lays a Maze of Ith.
Wow.
Really good right now. Casts Sword of Feast and Famine.
Equips it to the knight.
Wow.
All the Eggy Wegs.
And now we Path. You can get your basic land. It'll be interesting to see if Adam untaps his knight with Maze and uses it. Getting a utility land, but he chooses not to. Keeps the Maze untapped just in case.
If he had the protection land,
Ooh, that would be spicy. No, the only utility land that he could really get would be Wasteland, Dryad Arbor, or Caracas.
I can't remember the name of that protection land. Was it Sageri Step?
So Jerry Step, that's it. So Adam tutors up the plains and deals no damage to Thor this turn. Thor only with a Lightning Helix in hand versus an opponent at 8.
Tapped out, though.
Tapped out. So if he wants to make something happen, now is the time.
I'm not sure what that something would be. At this point in the game,
It's likely just going to be a lot of burn spells in a row.
but he has to still deal with that combination of Jite plus sword.
Right. He needs burn spells to kill those creatures.
Yeah, he needs to kill every creature.
Every single one.
But God bless us, everyone.
That's going to be tough when there are only about 5 non-creature threats left in Adam's deck.
And this is very smart of Adam. He puts the Sword of Feast and Famine on first, making it much more difficult to handle.
Right.
That draws the Lightning Helix. That puts him up to 19.
Mm-hmm. And now both will equip to the Mind Sensor, putting it out of any burn spell range. So Thor will again need to draw a path.
Not any burn spell range. A single lightning bolt would kill a Mind Sensor with the Sword of Fire and Feast and Famine on it.
Right. All depends.
So he just goes with the Jite.
Okay.
Leaves 2 mana open. That puts 2 tokens on it. Now
it's out of range.
Yeah, now it is out of range. And I think the game is actually out of reach now for Thor.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially since this is a Mother of Runes.
Oh, Mom.
So he needs to draw it now. Chain Lightning, not enough. Scoops him up. Realizes that the GT means death.
Sideboard here. I always like to look for scritchy scratches. Thor bags. He scratched out Pyroblast.
Okay.
He scratched out Red Elemental Blast. And he put in Null Rod and Disenchant.
Interesting.
Any of those cards want to come in. Null Rod would turn off equipment, but I don't know if that's his plan. I think his plan is more likely to be Price of Progress.
Yeah. Versus someone like Adam who has 2 basic lands in his entire deck. Price of Progress is going to be very good. Fairy Macabre won't do anything. Spell Pierce won't do anything against his deck. Only 12 non-lands, most of which he doesn't really care about terribly. So yeah, expect to see the Price of Progress. He could bring in the Disenchant.
In the background, behind Adam Kai, we can see Todd Anderson playing with Coverage Meister Glenn Jones, also over the other shoulder.
Yep.
Whoever is the angel, who is the devil, that's up to you.
So looking at Adam Kai's sideboard, we'll see what he has. Adam has 2 Enlightened Tutor, a Canonist, a Gaddock Teague, 3 Spell Pierce, a Wheel of Sun and Moon, a pair of Path to Exiles, a Bajuka Bog, a Tower of the Magistrate, some Chokes, and a Stony Silence. Haha. So what do you expect to see from Adam here?
That's actually a really interesting call. Path to Exile is the only card that I see which directly interacts with Thor's plan.
Right.
Everything else looks like it's a fairly weak way to interact with how Thor's deck works. But seeing what he saw, from Thor, he might be tempted to bring in Choke, but I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I do too. I think more likely we're going to see Spell Pierce as just a surprise way to stop an important spell like Path to Exile. I think by this time Thor has sort of deduced that Adam doesn't have any counter magic, so I don't expect him to play around much at all. He'll probably be waiting for as long as possible to play around equipment rather than anything.
The problem with a card like Spell Pierce particularly is I think that you're likely to want to bring in the Path to Exile period.
Yes.
And then Path to Exile and Spell Pierce don't play very well together. But then on top of that, for a lot of that game, we saw that much of the removal that was being cast by Thor, he had a lot of other mana up.
That's true. So Thor's deck does feature a good amount of land, seeing that it plays Step Links, 8, 12. So actually 18 land. So I'm just making stuff up. That's only 18 land from Thor. He just had a very land-heavy draw that game.
18 land is more than you need.
Yeah, you need 2 in play. So I would expect Adam to side out his Vendilion Clicks.
Thor chooses to play, not a big surprise.
Yep. I like this deck list, though, this almost Team USA red, white, and blue deck. It's sort of attacked Delver from a different angle.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know if I like it. I know I liked the counter burn deck because I liked Fire Blast, Price of Progress, and Delver together.
Right.
This Step Links is interesting, but I guess having only watched that one game, I would need to see more to be able to have a real sense of whether I like it or not. Obviously, things didn't work out there for Thor bags, but I would need more. Right. I really don't know how I feel about Path to Exile in a deck where I imagine the things that make me excited about it are the scary burn spells.
Right. You also have to remember that Step Links wasn't on turn 1. It was something like a turn 3 Step Links, and then he drew another one like turn 5, and then another one turn 6. So not the turns you want to draw Step Links. Definitely, probably not the one drop he wants to have. He probably would prefer Delver or Guide. So expect Adam to pretty much aggressively mulligan to something like Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, just something to stop the initial beats, because his spells are way more powerful, and once he can land something like Jace, Geist, Knight, Jite, Green Sun Zenith for Knight, something like that, he's going to be able to take control of the game.
One of the things I'm actually really surprised about, there was a really big moment there where Adam Kai was possibly under the gun for being controlled out of the game. And what ended up happening instead is that he basically ended up having a whole bunch of creatures stay in play for a while. And I kind of wonder if there was an opportunity Thor had in there to use his burn less aggressively and more controlling and just mop up the table, rendering a card like Umezawa's Jite much less effective.
Right. I generally don't like killing the mana creatures unless they have stumbled.
Well, I mean, I don't like killing the mana creatures in general in that situation either, but once we got to that point where, I mean, when he tossed Burn to the face, right, I think that was a little premature.
I see what you're saying.
And if he hadn't done that, then the Aven Mind Sensor would not have connected. There would not have been any Umezawa's Jite counters, and it would have just been a blank board versus I believe, a Step Links.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't really understand the Burn to the face.
Well, you called it out. You
right.
said that if he top decks a Burn, he wins.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know if you want to make that gamble.
Yeah, plus he had already used a lot of Burn at that point, too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like just pointing the spell and praying. Thor felt like it was his best chance.
I like pointing and praying I don't like to pray ever, but I like pointing and praying if I'm reduced to having to pray to win the game.
Oh,
Knowing
yeah.
when to throw the Hail Mary is a big deal.
So Thor on the play. Fetchland, Volcanic Island, Delver. The one drop he wants most. Delver of Secrets. The one that makes it all work.
And like I said, we've got Adam Kai here. This is actually Bant, not Maverick.
So Fetchland for Adam. Both players on 19.
This is not no Bant. This is just Bant.
This is no Force of Will Bant.
No foul, no Bant.
No foul, no Bant. I like it. We can popularize that.
Oh, no, thank you.
So Savannah gets tapped, and looks like Noble Hierarch is getting cast.
Will the Delver do its work? Da-da-da-da. No. Good card, though, I bet.
Step links. So I see a mitt full of red cards for Thor bags. We'll see if he kills that Noble again. He certainly did game 1.
I like killing the elf.
Right now I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, turn 1, kill the elf, or turn 2, kill the elf. That's usually a good play.
Yeah. Especially since your turn 1 was a creature.
Thor goes down to 18, and Adam Kai, currently at 19, or pardon me, not currently at 19, probably soon to be at 19. Oh, no, he's currently at 19. My bad.
Soon to be at 18.
Yeah, soon to be at 18. There's the links.
There's the links.
Kill the elf.
Do it, Thor.
Kill the elf.
Oh, he has a Grim Lava Man. So
Oh,
that's why
never
he's
mind.
thinking about it.
Never mind. Then just, yeah. And now attack with the Delver. It is not a 1-1, it is a 0-1.
You can attack.
It is not a 1-1, it is a 0-1. That Noble Hierarch is not scary.
Not yet. And
There we go.
Yes.
18 to
In for
18.
one. So a tight match, tied life totals. So unless Adam can kill that Grim Lavamancer right now, that's going to start picking off his creatures very quickly. And whether Thor draws an instant or sorcery, or whether Thor draws a land, either one are good, because either one pumps his creatures. The only thing he doesn't really want to draw here is a creature.
Looks like, I can't tell if it's a path or a swords. We'll find out in a moment.
Looks like swords.
Apparently a swords.
Though neither player wrote down life, actually might be a path. Thor might just have forgotten to search for a land there. So Adam searches up a savannah.
Okay, that's path. And there was no search.
No search. Probably used to playing something like a Rug Delver, which has no basics, was Thor. This deck, 2 basics.
Or, is that a mountain in his hand? He might not have any basics left in his deck. They might both be in his hand.
Maybe. So Stoneforge Mystic resolves. And Adam Kai searches his deck for a Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh, I do see a mountain in the hand.
Okay. If there's a mountain and an island, then that makes sense. Those might be lightning bolts.
17 for Thomas, or for Thor, I believe. No, for pardon me, that's not correct.
17 to 18.
17 to 18, but there's a chain lightning.
Does not reveal
We
it to
got
Delver, though.
Adam at 17, Thor at 18, apparently. This fetch land from Adam, dropping him down for 1.
Right. So Delver remains a 1/1.
Oh, did he not reveal?
He didn't reveal. He just put it straight to his hand.
Oh.
So we'll see if Thor Bags can recover from the couple miscues here. I have to imagine he'll just burn these 2 creatures right out.
Zot. That goes in the graveyard, not in your hand.
And
In
attack
for 1.
So he might have learned his lesson. He might let the mana creature live, but this time I actually think it's incorrect to let the mana creature live. His only source of blue mana and a body for sword.
And a means to definitely cast the sword.
Right.
Now he has that mana anyway, but still.
Yep. Knight of the Reliquary drawn this turn for Adam Kai.
We're going to see the sword.
The Knight.
That is a Knight of the Reliquary.
And that's not good for Thor Bags.
Thor reveals a path. Remembering. There is the insect. Adam Kai could be a couple points lower right now, but
we'll see if it ends up mattering. Path is the perfect draw there, too. Paths it during his main phase, so Adam will get to use that basic during his turn. Wants to get in with that Step Links. Oh, no, that's an 0-1 Step Links.
I swear I saw a mountain in his hand. Maybe I just missee it.
It might be a lightning bolt. Yeah, I think Thor should have probably pathed upkeep, so Adam didn't get to use that land.
Yeah, if he didn't have a way to make the Step Links attack, an upkeep path would have been a better way to go about it.
He might be afraid of Sajiri Step. Probably also doesn't want Adam to fetch up amazingly.
Oh yeah, actually, never mind. I actually agree with going path main phase, honestly. Having the Knight activate even once is something I don't like doing.
Yeah.
Is that an Umezawa's Jite naturally in Adam Kai's hand?
It is. That probably explains why he fetched up the Sword of Feast in Famine.
There is a Jite. He equips.
Equips?
Oh, mistake here. Response Bolt. That's wrong.
Yeah, should have waited till the Exalted triggers were on the stack.
Make some mana. And for those of you who are just joining us, this is the Star City Games Live Open Series here in Atlanta. We've definitely had some technical difficulties, and we're broadcasting right now live in the middle of this round 6 match between Bant and USA Delver. That is not no Bant, just Bant. And we will have this round recorded. It will be replaying later throughout the day at different points, and also be in our archives as well. So if you want to see the full match, if you missed some of it, just come on back to the Star City Games Live archives, and also expect to see it in some of the replays.
Yep.
Thanks for helping us out here by waiting for the stream to come back up.
Yep. And if you are just joining us, we're in Game 2. Adam Kai won Game 1 of this matchup, and is now connecting with the Jite with 2 counters, killing the Delver. Yeah, if Thor just waited till Adam attacked with that Noble, Jite would have 0 counters on it, and his Delver would be alive. Thor draws Wooded Foothills, so that Step Links is going to crash for 4, and that Noble will be burned out. I think they're correcting the life totals right now. And they must be correct, so we're searching the library, looking for a land here. Gets Plateau. And Thor attacks for 4, bringing Adam to 8. And Thor says go. Adam untaps and draws.
Is that a Vendilion click? I wasn't 100% sure. It looked blue to me, but it didn't look like a Jace.
I can't tell. We'll see if Adam sends the Noble in.
Lightning Helix.
Man down. Thor bags up to 19 life. Important to note, if Thor had flipped that Delver, Adam would be dead right now.
There is another Noble Hierarch.
Adam sacks Horizon Canopy, trying to dig, draws a Caracas, not what he needed.
Sort of Feast and Famine still in hand.
Yep. So his hand is Sword of Feast and Famine, Caracas, and an unknown card, possibly a Vendilion Click, which he can only cast by tapping that Noble Hierarch.
Drop the sword. There we go,
There it
dropping the
is.
sword.
Oh, choke.
Whoa,
How about that? That's not a blue card at all. So both the Volcanic Island and the Tropical Island tap down forever.
Adam is not immune to his own choke.
Nope. So Thor draws Tundra, and that'll hop into play. Making Step Link's a 2/3.
Down to 6.
Takes it down to 6. And if I'm Thor, I bolt that Hierarch now to prevent Adam from accessing any blue mana. So Adam looking through his graveyard, possibly a Knight of the Reliquary drawn. Right now, Thor bags one burn spell away from killing Adam Kai. Any burn spell in his deck would do it, be it Lightning Helix, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, or Price of Progress. But Adam
4 mana.
tapping 4.
Sort of Feast and Famine, and then equip onto the Noble Hierarch by tapping it? Nope, not sure what he's doing. Does he have Elspeth in his board?
He doesn't.
Okay.
No Elspeth.
Just checking.
He's also checking his sideboard. He wants to see what he sided out, I think. Or sided in, more likely. Must be a Green Sun Zenith he's drawn.
Oh, that makes sense. Green Suns for 4, or casting it at 4 mana to get a Knight of the Reliquary at 3 for the X.
Right. But instead, he decides on 2, most likely going to get a Scavenging Ooze, I would guess. Scavenging Ooze will let him gain those precious points of life that he needs, so he can get the chance to equip GTA to something and actually connect.
It looks like Adam Kai's deck is just chock full of commander cards.
Yeah, it is.
Commander Bant.
So Scavenging Ooze it is. That will remove 2 cards from Thorbag's graveyard, probably right now, to go up to 8 life. I really like the way that Adam Kai's played this match. I think he's made a lot of plays that not a lot of other players would.
And I think what we're going to see here is Thor is going to consider shooting the Scavenging Ooze in response to the first Eat. This won't stop Adam from gaining the 2 life, but it will stop Adam from having a 4/4 in play.
Right, I think he has to. Otherwise, that'll just put him out of reach. So
He lets it resolve. Now Adam doesn't actually have to activate the second one.
Right.
He can just untap on the next turn and have it be unstoppable.
Exactly. Definitely should have been bolted in response. Oh,
Oh, Thor.
no. What? Yep, up to 2 counters on that. That's a 4/4 with 3 damage on it.
No, buddy, I meant to do it in response to the first one. Not what you said. And that's going to be the game.
Yeah. Unless Thor draws a Path to Exile or something like that.
Right now, I mean... like,
Price of Progress would do it.
is that a price? No!
Yeah, this will be the game. As soon as Adam untaps with that Ooze, he's going to be able to gain a lot of life.
Scavenging Ooze is awesome.
It really is. It's not just a creature card, too. It can exile anything, but only creatures give it a +1/+1 counter.
It's like a super-powered Withered Wretch.
Yeah.
Now notice Thor Bags there fetching up a mountain that even might be an Arabian mountain.
It is, I think.
And a mountain that he could have fetched earlier with the Path to Exile.
So Adam takes 4, goes to 4, but now
It's all over.
he is in control. He can gain up to 4 life at will right now if he wants to, which he does. He wants to make sure nothing can kill him.
And then that means he can effectively gain 4 more life off the Jite.
Right.
He won't do that, but he could. And Thor Bags packs it up, packs it in.
Adam Kai escapes narrowly from the USA Delver deck at 5 life. Takes it down with Scavenging Ooze, Commander Technology.